Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 15, text number 30. Geetam Bhagavata Jnanam.
Geetam Bhagavata Jnanam.
Geetam Bhagavata Jnanam.
Geetam Bhagavata Jnanam.
Yattat Sangrama Murdhani.
Yattat Sangrama Murdhani.
Yattat Sangrama Murdhani.
Yattat Sangrama Murdhani.
Kala Karma Tamo Ruddham.
Alakarmatam Uruddham.
Kala Karma Tamo Ruddham.
Alakarmatam Uruddham.
Punar Adhyagamat Prabhu.
Punar Adhyagamat Prabhu.
Punar Adhyagamat Prabhu.
Punar Adhyagamat Prabhu.
Gitam
Geetam
instructed.
instructed.
Bhagavata
Bhagavata
by the personality of Godhead.
by the personality of Godhead.
Jnanam
Jnanam
transcendental knowledge.
transcendental knowledge.
Yat
Yet
which.
which
Tat that.
that
Sangrama Murdhani
Sangrama Murdhani
in the midst of battle.
in the midst of battle.
Kala Karma
Kala Karma
time and action.
time and action.
Samaruddham
Tamaha Ruddham
enwrapped by such darkness.
and wrapped by such darkness.
Puna Adhyagamat
Puna Adhyagamat
revived them again.
revive them again.
Prabhu
Prabhu,
the Lord of his senses.
the Lord of his senses.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.T. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Because of the Lord's pastimes and activities, and because of his absence, it appeared that Arjuna forgot the instructions left by the personality of Godhead. But factually, this was not the case. And again, he became Lord of his senses. Please repeat. Because of the Lord's pastimes
Because of the Lord's pastimes
and activities,
and activities,
and because of his absence,
and because of his absence,
it appeared that Arjuna forgot the instructions
Arjuna forgot the instructions
left by the personality of Godhead.
left by the personality of Godhead.
But factually, this was not the case.
this was not the case.
And again he became Lord of his senses.
Lord of his senses.
Purport. The conditioned soul is enwrapped in his creative activities by the force of eternal time. But the Supreme Lord, when he incarnates on the earth, is not influenced by Kala or the material conception of past, present and future. The activities of the Lord are eternal, and they are manifestations of his Atma Maya or internal potency. All pastimes or activities of the Lord are spiritual in nature, but to the layman they appear to be on the same level with material activities. It so appeared that Arjuna and the Lord were engaged in the battle of Kurukshetra, as the other party was also engaged. But factually, the Lord was executing his mission of incarnation and association with his eternal friend Arjuna. Therefore, such apparently material activities of Arjuna did not drive him away from his transcendental position, but on the contrary, revived his consciousness of the songs of the Lord as he sang them personally. This revival of consciousness is assured by the Lord in the Bhagavad Gita 18.65 as follows. Manmana bhava mad bhakto madyaji mam namaskuru Mam eva shishyasi satyam te pati jane priyo sime. One should think of the Lord always. The mind should not forget him. One should become a devotee of the Lord and offer obeisances unto him. One who lives in that fashion becomes undoubtedly endowed with blessings of the Lord by achieving the shelter of his lotus feet. There is nothing to doubt about the eternal truth. Because Arjuna was his confidential friend, the secret was disclosed to him. Arjuna had no desire to fight with his relatives, but he fought for the mission of the Lord. He was always engaged in the execution of his mission only, and therefore, after the Lord's departure, he remained in the same transcendental position, even though it appeared that he forgot all the instructions of the Bhagavad Gita. One should therefore adjust the activities of life in pace with the mission of the Lord, and by doing this, one is sure to return back home, back to Godhead. This is the highest perfection of life. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swaminiti Namine Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin iti namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Geetam Bhagavata Jnanam Yattat Sangrama Murdhani Kala Karma Tamoruddham Punar Abjagamat Prabhu. Because of the Lord's pastimes and activities and because of his absence, it appeared that Arjuna forgot the instructions left by the personality of Godhead. But factually, this was not the case. Again, he became Lord of his senses. Sutta Goswami is now explaining Arjuna's position. Here, it is mentioned that Arjuna for a moment forgot the instruction. It looks like, right? Because if he had remembered the instruction, then he would not have behaved the way he was behaving. So this happens to us, even the devotees of the Lord, unless you are 24/7 into Lord's service. This happens. And of course, it's also because Arjuna was under the control of Yoga Maya, Krishna's Yoga Maya. He was made to forget. Because in all these wonderful narrations that he had about Krishna, Yudhishthir would not have heard. So this is all Lord's arrangement for his devotees. Sometimes he comes to this planet and then performs so many activities. And then people think that, as Srila Prabhupada explained, people think that, oh, Lord is just like us. Because, so what is the difference? Duryodhana was also fighting. Lord was also fighting. So what is the difference between the two? Arjuna was also fighting. So many were fighting. The difference is that, simple, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam. There are two main reasons for Krishna to descend. Of course, he says, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanirvahati bharata. Whenever there is a decline in the religion, he says, I appear. But sometimes he may not even appear himself. He can just send his representative. Ansha avatar, Guna avatar, there are so many avatars. He can send that. But he prefers to come himself once in a while. Here he comes actually every day of Brahma. It's not a once in a while for Brahma. Brahmaji sees it every day. Every day he is under Maya, Yoga Maya's influence. Because he performs certain activities which are not perfect. So we see that Krishna also makes you forget things, so that when you forget and when you realize, then it becomes even more wonderful for you. Like here for Arjuna, Punaha Adhyagamat, revived them again, and then he became what? Prabhu. Prabhu means the Lord of the senses. That means he knows now that the senses are supposed to be engaged in Krishna's service. So he should not bother. Sangrama Murdhani. Sangrama Murdhani. And also here Geetam is also Bhagavad Gita, Krishna gave the instructions through Bhagavad Gita. It's also called Gita, so song. What a wonderful thing to happen, like you are hearing the instructions through song. Bhagavad Gita is considered as, Gita means song. Bhagavad means Krishna, Bhagwan. So, when Arjuna and Krishna are speaking, and that's why we see some places they sing Bhagavad Gita. It's nice to do that. Okay, here is a question. Yudhishthira, in fact, was more sensitive than Arjuna. The questions which were posed by Arjuna to Krishna must have been this mind, but we do not see Arjuna sharing them with his elder brother. It's not like, there's no comparison. If Yudhishthira was everything, then Krishna would have selected Yudhishthira. Right? The very fact that Krishna chose Arjuna to give these instructions means Arjuna is special. More special than Yudhishthira. Yudhishthira did not get so much association of Krishna. Imagine in the wartime, the whole day Krishna is with Arjuna, morning to evening. And then they are talking, and there are so many things happening there. So it's no comparison. Yudhishthira Maharaj has his own place. And as Srila Prabhupada explained that, last time also we saw that, not that Arjuna forgot. Just now I explained also that Arjuna was made to forget, because then we hear all this. This all for us. Bhagavad Gita is for us, not for Arjuna. Arjuna, Krishna could have just told him in a private room everything. But why it was broadcasted through Arjuna? Because the whole humanity gets benefited. The same way, these kathas are like that. Kathas are, Krishna Katha, Hari Katha is like that. It's all meant for our purification, not Arjuna's purification. You say Arjuna got it back. But what about us? So if we don't follow the instructions of Krishna through Arjuna, then we are in trouble. Okay. Arjuna did not share everything with Yudhishthira, because yes, there are some intimate moments with Krishna that he wants to, like you have your relationship with your wife, Girish Prabhu, and then there are your children. So although you are a family, you don't share everything with everybody, right? Sometimes what you share with your children, you don't share with your wife, because wife may be sensitive on some issues. And Krishna is the most intelligent. He's Subudhi, highest intelligence. When my Guru Maharaj gave me the initiation, he told me that. He says, Subudhi means highest intelligence. And that's Krishna. So he says, you are servant of that Krishna. Don't think that you are highest intelligence. You are just servant. And that was really very nice of him to explain. So Krishna comes at times as per his own Maya, Atma Maya, internal potency. And then he performs all these activities. Another reason for performing all these activities is Krishna wants us back. Krishna wants us back. And so these activities are to attract us back, It's like the child is crying and then parents are telling him, oh, this and that, and rattle and, chocolate and everything, right? So like that, Krishna is showing us so many things so that we may get attracted to something. Somebody, no, you are not offending at all. Questions are absolutely important. You should not keep anything in the mind, except that, and you are asking in the right mood. The mood should be of humble mood, not as a challenge. But yes, you can, no offense. If it is there, I am going to tell you. I am just representing the parampara, so I will not do some goody to you. I will, if it is wrong, I say wrong. But don't worry, it's perfect. So here, this verse is very interesting, very important. Actually, this comes just one verse before Sarva Dharma Parityajya. Before that, Krishna is telling, he is giving a direct instruction. Man mana bhava mad bhakto. Keep me in mind and then become my devotee. My devotee, mad bhakto. He is not saying you become your own devotee because you are also God, I am also God. No, he is saying my devotee. Madhyaji, mam namaskuru. Pay your obeisances to me, do namaskar to me. Mam evashyasi satyam te. Ati jane priyosi me. Let's go by translation one by one word. Then. Mad mana, thinking of me. Bhava, just become. Mad bhaktah, my devotee. Madhyaji, my worshipper. Mam, unto me, namaskuru. Mam, unto me. Eva, certainly. Eshyasi, you will come. Satyam, truly. To you. Pati jane, I promise. Priya, dear. Asi, you are to me. So here Krishna is not telling that I will give you some property, I will make you rich. You will have 3 cars and 2 bungalows in Bombay and all that. He's not telling all that. He's just saying, you will become dear to me. And for a devotee, for a sane person, this is the highest benediction. For a devotee, if Krishna gives this much, then devotees prefer to leave everything. Leave and run for that. Like today is Ram Navami also. So I am reminded, what was the motivation for Hanumanji to do so many activities, so many service for the Lord? What did he get at the end? Did he get a kingdom? Was he taken to Vaikuntha? What was that? He did the whole thing. So much he did. Burned the Lanka, brought Sita back, served the Lord always. And the Acharyas explained that all he got was a hug. The Lord embraced him, one alingana. That's all. But that alingana, in that alingana, he got everything. How many souls can claim to have an alingana of the Lord? Darshan itself is difficult. Where is the alingana? And Hanumanji got that. So that is the reward for a devotee. That's the highest reward. Devotees get so many rewards. But that's the highest reward. To have association of the Lord. To touch the body of the Lord. So that's why it is recommended that you should touch the body of devotee of the Lord. That is one way of serving. That, of course, the best is to massage his feet. But yes, even touching the body is very important. We should always seek something like this in our life. We should not miss any opportunity. Okay, so let's continue hearing more. Thank you very much. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Which one?